What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to another versus slash storytime video where I take on the hardest contents in the global version of the game and give you guys a little bit of story afterwards. So let's start this. Like always, we'll talk about the fight itself. First off, let's go with the team that I went with, and this is going to be with Trey once again being in here. I have Kurosame once again. Like I said, I do want to keep using him as much as possible, and then we have of course Gladio here as well. So Trey is someone that I've been really, I've taken a much more liking to, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, or the phrase I'm looking for. Now I'm appreciating him much more than I have previously. Like I said in my previous videos, like I never really used Trey outside of his event, at least one dimensions, and I think, but I never really, went out of my way to use him. And so this time around, I think his debuff is really nice, being able to break enemies just with anything really. So really appreciating him a lot more. So that's the main reason I really brought him around. And it doesn't, it does help that with Kurosame in the team, he'll be doing a lot more damage, especially every turn when, the rain of arrows hit, the dynamite explodes and all that stuff. So I think that there's an added bonus to the damage for that, so I really like the combination. Now Kurosame basically here as a support hero for me. I really like his debuff, which enhances the HP damage done. He's decent in his damage, but he's not really the best. That's not his role. He's just here to assist, and I really like him for that. And of course we got Big Daddy Gladio in the team here. I did manage to get his LD after anyway, I'll talk about that, and you might be wondering why there's no pull video. I'll talk about that later in this video, but in the meantime, yeah, so Gladio, I brought him along because he is a featured character. It does help to have him around. It makes things so much easier. He can, guard everyone. He can counter, do big damage, and brave battery everyone. So definitely a character well worth bringing along for this Lufenia stage. Now, there are different kinds of, I guess, stance that the boss will have. First is the blue one, which is meh. I don't really know what exactly they do in the blue one, but green, when the light on their eyes turn green, basically they will do a lot more HP attacks, and once they turn red, they will do they will have more brave battery for them, for brave gain or something along those lines. So the Lufenia orbs, unfortunately, you cannot stop them, you cannot make it last longer, and you cannot cancel them. So you are going to have to deal with this Lufenia stage with some sort of tank, or some sort of last stand or something along those lines. Or there's other ways to cheese it, and I'll talk about some of those as well. But essentially, I do believe it starts off at 79%. There's one orb, and then was it 49%, and then 29%, something along those lines. I don't remember on top of my head, but you will have to deal with 3 Lufenia orbs per boss. So in total, you're gonna have to deal with 6 of them. So the main thing here is it is a magic brave attack. So Galuf, while he can still dodge it, he will not counter back. And Galuf, unfortunately, is not a guaranteed dodge as well. I did use Galuf initially and he got hit, so I think one of them is guaranteed hit, the plus version. I think that would be the Lufenia orb one. I'm not 100% sure on that. I only tried Galuf once, but he certainly has managed to dodge the I suppose the the recast ability, maybe. I can't remember on top of my head now, but Galuf can still work. But I think the main thing here to know is the Lufenia orb, once it counts down, it actually targets the party member that has the lowest HP. So there are ways to cheese this. Like I said, if you have characters with last stand like Shantoto, for example, Garnet, those two have last stand. Ishtola is another one, I believe. But the biggest cheese that I found here was I actually use what's his name? Arden. Yes, that's it. I use Arden because of his LD reach. His HP goes down to 0. He basically will eat that Lufenia orb. That is one way to cheese it. And just make sure you do obviously have the buff up. He won't die because of that. So a great way to cheese it. And I think if you pair him up with another tank that can sort of take some damage off one of your other characters, that is another option. I actually went with a team before Gladio and I got pretty close, and then I made a mistake and end up dying. So I got pretty close to it. I think I was down to the last 2 Lufenia orbs, and yeah, I made a mistake and ended up dying. And of course the fight is not exactly short, so I just ended up quitting, and then I decided to just wait for, since I didn't have I think it was like 1 a.m. already, so I was too tired. I decided to go back to sleep, or go to sleep I should say. And then later down the track, I did pull for Gladio eventually, and yeah, and that's basically it. There's really no way for you to avoid it, because what I tried once was, if I can push past the certain HP threshold and see if they won't do the orb again, but they actually do. Once they use it up and you pass the next threshold, they will just have their Lufenia orb up again. So yeah, other characters that for your support I think is very helpful towards the end. Obviously once they used up all their Lufenia orbs, they won't actually put it up again. So I ended up having Amiditalion. I ended up using her later down the track when all the Lufenia orbs are gone. And I mean, I could have used her a little bit earlier, but the bosses are pretty fast, and so if you can delete their turns, it is going to be very helpful, or you can delay them as well. That is another option. Now, speaking of my pulls, yeah, I didn't make a video. I was initially just going to use tickets, and after 200 tickets and all the gold orbs turning into literally Vayne EX weapons, I swear to God, all the gold orbs that I got turned into Vayne EX weapons. I just can't believe it. 200 tickets in, I was like, oh man, I think I might have used more than 200 tickets. So I did manage to get Gladio's EX and a couple of 15s and 35 CPs with those 200 tickets. And then I finally decided to just do gems and see if I can get his LD that way. And the first 2 pulls were 1 gold with his 15 CP weapon. I was in disbelief. I was like, not again. My global luck has been, terrible lately. It's been terrible. Kuja was a godsend with the LD. It didn't cost as much, so I was pretty happy. I thought my luck finally turned around, but obviously not that much. On my third pull though was another blue orb start. I wasn't really particularly happy with it, but it turns out that blue orb actually gave me Sabin's EX and Gladio's LD in one pool. Now I don't have Sabin's EX. That was another EX weapon that I was willing to take, you know, with all the tickets I've been burning through, because I really wanted to save my gems for lightning. I wanted to just use tickets for Gladio, but it just didn't work out. It wasn't happening after 200 tickets, you know. I wasn't really ecstatic with my luck then, so I thought doing a multi is probably the best way to go. And yeah, I was lucky enough to get it on my third pool, and even though I'm happy to do that I got it, I still ended up using gems. Now I don't have enough to pity for lightning's LD if I don't get it, so pretty disappointing stuff there. I mean, I still want lightning's burst weapon too. That's the other thing, I want lightning's burst weapon as well, but obviously her burst weapon will last for 2 additional events. One is Camelot's Lost Chapter, and the other one is Reno's character event. So there is obviously chance for me to get it later down the track, but I did want to have enough gems to pity for lightning's LD, which is now something that I don't have. And so I'm hoping that I'm just gonna luck sack that LD. I'm gonna try and get it with tickets first and then go for gems and see how it turns out. As far as I'm aware, there's really nothing else on those banners that I'm actually aiming for. I think it was just taking a look here. Yeah, I already got Edge, I got Vincent, I got Zack, got Penelo, and I got Raijin's EX weapons. So the banner itself, to me, I've already got everything else, are not particularly exciting. They are the first batch to get to level 80, so this is batch number 1. And so, you know, yeah, it just doesn't make a difference. I can get them to level 80, that's fine, but I do want lightning's LD weapon at the very least. So here's hoping. Wish me luck on that one. And yeah, I think that will be the end of this story time as well. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully you found some tips that might work for you. I know I don't do full-on like guides anymore. I'm actually reconsidering going back to doing guides again, because Lufenia is obviously another challenge for us, and Chaos is starting to get pretty stale, and I didn't really like you know, the challenge quests. Like I said, to me it was very limiting, and I don't really like that too much. I like to play around with different characters that I like to play at that point in time. So yeah, yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel, and we're still trying to get that 3,000 subscribers. Hopefully you can help me get there. Make sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter at Munchkins Gaming. Leave down in the comments below what you think of this Lufenia fight. Did you have an easy time? Did you use this cheese strategies? Let me know all down in the comments below, your team composition and your strategy. And since I didn't do a pool video on Gladio, let me know down in the comments below if what you got for, you know, Gladio's banner. Did you end up using gems? Did you have to pity? Did you only use tickets? Do you only need 20 tickets? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. And I do apologize I didn't make a pool video. I actually did it just in like 4 a.m. in the morning. I woke up and I'm like, I'm feeling a little bit lucky, but obviously I felt wrong. But yeah, I just felt like, I don't know, I didn't really feel like making a pool video, just doing lots of tickets. That's why. I don't know why. It's just a feeling that I had at the time. So I do apologize, but there's definitely going to be a poll video for Lightning's LD and Burst. So tune in for that. This is Munchkins logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next level.